Thank you for clicking on the video. We're the real Detroit Lions fans. Coming at you after that loss against the Broncos. Big loss, but expected as usual. And it was actually a scare for a little bit because we thought we were going to win for a second, right?
Yeah.
But we have a surprise for you guys. We're actually live together today. We are not in separate locations like we usually are.
Yeah, first time, right?
Yeah, you're going to actually get to feel that dynamic in person. So, all right, Andrew, let's get right into it. So, we lost to the Broncos after pretty much, we thought we were putting up a good fight, no turnovers, and we had the lead for a second there, and, we had a Agnew punt return and stuff go our way, and it was kind of a battle for a long time, and then the Broncos kind of ran away with it in the end and kind of showed us that they're pretty much the better team on the field that day. So what did you think about the game, and in general, what do you think about the competition that the Broncos put up?
Dude, honestly, I was like keeping up with the score and everything because I wasn't watching the first part. Just watched the highlights after for that part. But,
yeah,
dude, we came out just, playing really well. So I'm like, wow, we're going to win this game. And it pissed me off.
Yeah.
Because I was like, if you win this game, draft order, all that stuff, whatever. But, dude, we start off really well, I think our O-line did a good job of opening up holes for the run game as well as, protecting Blau for the most part.
Right.
I think there's a lot of room for improvement as far as, like, missed throws and just, Blau not able to read, like, the play. A lot of times he just stares down people and he's like, I'm throwing to you. And it gives the defense a huge edge. I mean, the players are quick, whatever, but I thought the Lions played well. I thought our run game played really well. It was very interesting to see both Bo and Carry-On on the field together. I was excited for it, and it's good to see because for me, it's like next year Stafford's coming back, and to have two running backs that are both capable of different things, big plays, whatever. It's exciting. And then Galladay played pretty well. He had a bad drop pass that could have ended up in a touchdown, and as well as that incomplete on fourth down, which pissed me off, whatever. But
yeah,
overall, I think we played fairly well.
Yeah, I'm totally with you. Both Bo and Carry-On got 4.2 yards per carry, which to me, if you're above 4, you're solid. So it's a good game, especially when you lose, like because they're not running a lot if you're typically losing. So that's good too. Ty Johnson did fairly well also in the limited role he had. So, yeah, our run game looked good. Pass protection looked decently all right. We didn't put up any turnovers. So, a lot of things to look forward to. But, let's just go into what everybody's thinking, and that's the draft order and where we fit into it because the season's over now. Nobody was really looking to win the game against the Broncos anyway. It wouldn't have done any help.
Yeah.
It would only just further put us in a bad place. So going forward, yeah. So the Dolphins beat the Bengals, correct? Mm-hmm. And then the Giants beat the Redskins, which is exactly what we wanted to happen because we didn't want the Giants. We never wanted the Giants to
have to
lose.
Beat the Eagles.
Yeah, because they're not going to pick a quarterback. There's no way, right? If they were to be ahead of us. There's no way. They have Daniel Jones. They're doing fine with him. Mm-hmm. The Redskins might pick a quarterback, so that's why we'd want them ahead of us instead of the Giants. And then Miami, we just wanted them out of our face. So now it's just us at third place currently, then the Redskins, and then the Bengals. We're not going to jump the Bengals. There's no way, but we could definitely jump the Redskins because this next week.
I literally, so sorry to interrupt, but both games went into overtime.
Yeah.
And I was like, if this results in a tie, either one of them, I was like, this is going to mess up everything.
Yeah.
Especially if it was the Giants and the Redskins game that resulted in a tie. I would have been pissed off because we would have not even been able to get top 3 instead of guaranteed like a third spot, maybe a second spot. So, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah, for real. I was nervous. I was more nervous in that game than the Lions game. So, yeah, I wanted to get to that number 2 spot so bad, but and we still can. So The Redskins need to beat the Eagles next week. I mean, the Cowboys next week. Yeah, so that could definitely happen. We didn't think the Eagles were going to beat the Cowboys, so that could definitely happen. Their morale might be shot, and the Cowboys might, lose the next game because they're out of the playoffs now. So
yeah, I mean, honestly, so I watched a good portion of the Cowboys-Eagles game, and I mean, you could just see it, dude. Dak was missing throws left and right, wide open touchdowns. The Eagles are so beaten up injury-wise, and they won, and they won in, in my opinion, a pretty dominant way.
Yeah.
So when they ended up winning, you could just see the Cowboys were like, my season's done, because the Eagles are not going to lose their Week 17 matchup against the Giants. It's not happening. They need to win whatever. And then the Cowboys, if they see, I'm pretty sure the Cowboys play at a 4 o'clock game and the Eagles play at 1. And if that's the case and they know the Eagles won, there's no reason for the Cowboys to play. So they might as well lose unless it's for Jason Garrett's job, which he should be fired anyways.
Oh my God.
So, I mean, honestly, the odds are high, man. And Haskins isn't playing. So since Haskins isn't playing, you put in Case Keenum, who, I mean, Keenum's a fairly talented quarterback.
Better than Haskins.
Yeah, better than Haskins. Yeah. And it just gives me more hope. So I'm pretty hype about that.
Right. Yeah. I'm very hopeful as well. If we could get that number 2 spot and secure Chase. Oh my God, yeah. Oh. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves because we don't even know if we'd pick him even if we got that.
Oh my God. I would literally
cry.
I would rip up my second pick, Joe Burrow goes, you're like, fuck yeah. Just like this past year I was like, Ed Oliver at 8.
Yeah.
Ed Oliver at 8. Take Hockenson, best player available. I was like, bro, if you want Hockenson, trade down. So
yeah.
If he's there and we don't take it.
Yeah. But we just got to remain hopeful and hope that the Lions are competent and Bob Quinn chooses the right guy. So is there anybody that you'd want besides Chase Young? Somebody that if the Redskins were to stay in that number 2 spot and they took Chase Young, who would you want?
Dude, honestly, I've been contemplating this, and I don't know if I want an interior D lineman because most of the time they don't really do as much as a D end or a linebacker. It's very straightforward. They're either stopping the run or they're rushing the passer. So that Auburn, the guy from Auburn, the interior defensive lineman, I would either want him or I would want. Oh, it's so hard. I'd probably go the Ohio State cornerback. I'm not sure how to say his name. It's weird. It's Okada or Okada. I don't know. But the Ohio State quarterback. So it's I just want defense. And there's also that Clemson linebacker, dude. So it's if we were to take someone, pick 3, or pick 2, whatever we're at, those are my picks, dude. Chase Young or the D lineman, dude. I mean, besides that, you shouldn't be taking anything offensive-wise that early. Yeah. And they're projecting 3 wide receivers to go in the top 10. And
interesting.
If Marvin Jones leaves, if Danny Amendola leaves, they're they might want weapons for Stafford.
Here's the thing: so Marvin Jones can't leave. We'd have to cut him, which we definitely can because we have an out this year, which would save us a ton of money, cap room wise. So there's a good chance we're gonna cut Marvin Jones, even though he's been such a great player. But there's a chance we might cut him just to save a lot of money. And then Danny Amendola, I anticipate that he's going to be gone because, I mean, he came onto this team thinking we were going to be competitive and he had familiarity with Matt Patricia and stuff. And after this, either he's going to, buy into the system and want to resign, or he's going to be like, wow, this was a dumpster fire, and he's going to want to leave and go to somewhere that he might get a ring fast. And I don't blame him for that. But... And when we're talking, just so you guys know, we're not scouts or anything like that. So when we're talking about draft and draft position and stuff, we're talking about kind of what positions the Lions should take, and then we're going off of what all of the media analysts are saying are the top guys in the drafts for those positions. We're not literally scouting or anything like that and saying, oh, this guy from Auburn is a good defensive tackle. We don't really know, right?
So I mean, a big portion of it is they have the draft rankings and whatever, each position, where these guys should go, whatever. But until the combine is here,
even then,
that is not set. Because if someone has a super slow 40 or they're not strong in the bench press or something, that plays a huge role into like their draft position. Man.
Yeah.
We've seen talented guys drop significantly because they didn't perform at the combine. Or like, you know, you see them in those open field drills or something like that and their hips are not fluid. Or, you know, they're not able to transition from the line to coverage or something. And like, that's what I like to look at. I mean, the combine's cool. I want to make sure they're quick because the NFL's quick.
Because it's East Tabor? Yeah.
Exactly. You know, but like, I want to see how they do in more of the like game situation type drills because that's what they're going to be facing. They're not going to be facing a 40-yard dash. How often is it that someone's just running, you know, full sprint?
Yeah.
You know, something like, especially like a D lineman or something. You know, like I want to see how explosive he is off the ball and all that. So
yeah, I'm with you. And like combine numbers, it's so hard to like take that into like any kind of factors of like accurate measurement because like just that like. That's what they said about Metcalf, DK Metcalf, right? He was the number one receiver for all of the pre-draft rankings, and then the combine happened, and they were like, oh, well, his hips aren't fluid, and he catches with his body and stuff. Okay, well, he has the most red zone targets in the league. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's killing it.
He was strong as shit at the combine.
Yeah, and he has a body like a freaking like Greek god. Like seriously, like this guy. But then there's people like Tease Tabor, like Jelani Tavai that have these terrible metrics coming out of the combine, and you're like, these guys can't even compete on the NFL level. So it's hard. It's just hard to decide. But like I'm saying, we're talking about more positional wise. So you were saying, you'd be okay with the like an interior defensive lineman. See, like I don't know what I'd want. I think I'd want, like either any kind of defensive lineman, whether it's edge or interior, or I'd want a linebacker. But that, like, I want those every year, I feel like. You know what I mean? Because
I can't go wrong.
Yeah, like
that's what the Ravens have done for how many years? You know, they go heavy D-line or linebackers, and
those are the most expensive positions and the most important positions. So those are the ones that are most important to fill with young, cheap talent that have potential. True. Because, like, you can fill stopgaps at almost every other position, maybe besides offensive line. So, like, offensive line is another thing. But I feel like Lions fans will go crazy if we draft another offensive lineman in the first round, especially with this high of a pick, because like we've invested so much. It's like Ragnow, Decker, Glasgow, what's in the Wagner, T.J. Lang, all these guys, right? And they don't seem to be working, and everybody's just kind of upset and over getting a lineman, and like it's a boring pick. So
it's not flashy, but the problem is like. You look at a team like the Cowboys. The Cowboys went offensive line for like years, and they have had one of the most dominant offensive lines for this past decade. So it's like when it hits, I mean, you're living it up. But I think Ragnow is a solid pick. Glasgow has been solid, but like Decker, he's either looked like top 5 left tackle in the league, or he's looked like one of the worst left tackles in history of the NFL. So it's like, dude, when it hits. Man, like, it's amazing because, like, if you don't have a good O-line, like, I don't care what quarterback you are. Yeah. So, like, it's not flashy, but, like, it's essential, you know? So,
absolutely,
I would hate if we took an O-lineman in the top 5, but at that point, you're getting the very best O-lineman.
Yeah.
And, like, I mean, if it changes your O-line, like Quentin Nelson from the Colts.
Or Laramie Tunsil. Like, look at what he's doing.
I know, but you figure, like, the Colts had the, like, bottom 5 worst offensive line in the league. They drafted Quentin Nelson, who went to the Pro Bowl his rookie year, and they literally went from bottom 5 to top 5 in protecting the quarterback and everything. So, like, I mean, when you hit, like, that's huge. Imagine Stafford having a pocket and being able to make read after read after read and no pressure, or, like, even if it was Blau, you know, having a comfortable pocket. So, like, it's not flashy, but it's hard to really hate it unless you had an amazing O-line already. Like I just said, Laramie Tunsil. Look at the Texans. They just traded 2 first-round picks to get Laramie Tunsil, and now their O-line's looking very, very good, and they're protecting Deshaun Watson, and he's able to make these crazy throws and runs and do whatever he wants. So, like, if we can get somebody like that can really bring a personality to our offensive line, and somebody that could really strengthen them from the core and just like affect our run game, affect our pass protection, affect every part of the game, that's definitely worth it. But at the same time, our offense looked good already with the pieces we have. So like we can just re-sign
Decker. We can just re-sign Ricky Wagner. You know what I mean? These guys that have been on our team for a while and have been building chemistry with each other and stuff like that, and they did perform pretty well, and they're performing well right now in the run game with Bo and Carry-On and these guys running pretty decently. So I'm more on the side of get the defensive line secure, because our pass rush, we're still allowing quarterbacks to throw they have all day to throw. Drew Lock, he put up like 100 passer rating against us. He didn't even have that great of a game, yet he still put up like 100 passer rating on us because he has all day to throw. Anyone can, literally us two can go into the NFL and perform decently well. If you give us all day to throw, F it, I'll do pretty well probably. But yeah, I just think that we need a pass rush, and Trey Flowers has been doing well. Deshaun Hand, he's shown flashes. Okay, that's where it ends. You know what I mean? Because we're not blitzing. Yeah. We're throwing so many guys into man coverage. We either need like the best coverage linebacker the world's ever seen, or we need somebody that could rush the pass so that the quarterback doesn't have that much time to throw, which will allow our linebackers to not have to be the greatest coverage linebackers of all time, because they won't have to guard their tight ends and running backs for a significant amount of time. It'll just be for a couple seconds. So that's cool. So that's what I want. I want us to affect the pass rush. So yeah, Trey Flowers and Deshaun Hand, that's where it ends. And when we blitz, yeah, we have Kennard and we got Davis doing their best, and they're pretty well. But in the interior line, Snacks, we all know he's a 2-down defensive tackle because he's so good at defending the run, but he's not good at all at attacking the quarterback.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Ashawn Robinson is a very similar defensive tackle. He's really good, but yeah, same thing. Deshaun Hand, like, he could switch in to the defensive tackle role, but then we could put Okawara on the outside, but it's like that doesn't seem to be working. Nothing really seems to be working in regards to rushing the passer. So that's something that we absolutely need to address, because I think that's the main key missing on our team. And I don't think we're going to be able to address that in free agency, and I don't think the players that we have now are good enough to, live up to that potential that I'm talking about.
Well, if our speculations are right that Pasquale's not coming back next year, that's huge, because let's say we switch our schemes. Like right now we have like a hybrid thing where sometimes we're 3-4, sometimes we're 4-3, whatever. Dude, if we change our defense coordinator and he has a preference, and he's like, we're going to go 3-4. 100% we're taking off the ball linebacker or something like that, So like that's gonna dictate like who we take immensely, because if Pasquale's not coming back, like maybe this dude's all about just rushing, sending blitzes nonstop. So like in that instance, do you go into your D line that can rush the pass so that you don't have to blitz a linebacker, or do you get a linebacker that can blitz the ball really well but also drop back into coverage? So like, dude, it's going to be huge. And besides, like you said, besides Hand and Flowers, Mike Daniels is gone. There's no way he's coming back after all these injuries. Ashawn, he's shown flashes, but he's inconsistent. Snacks, I mean, if we didn't extend him, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they got rid of him.
Yeah.
And Okawara isn't really doing much. So besides Hand and Flowers, we have a lot of people we need to replace, on the D-line. And I thought we had a really deep D-line, but, like, man, you got to take a DN or a defensive tackle here and, like, just bring the youth, you bring someone that's like hungry, like that's talented, and dude, top 3 pick, that's what's going to do it for you.
Yeah.